Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here with our weekly energy reading for the week of October 21st, 2025. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that this is for entertainment purposes only. And I want to thank everyone for being here and for subscribing to the channel. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like, share, and leave a comment below. It's always appreciated. If you have subscribed, please double check and make sure that you're still subscribed. And other than that, let's just get right into it. For this week's energy reading, you know what? Using this Akashic Tarot by Sharon and Klingler and Sandra and Taylor, one of my most favorite decks. Pulling a clarifying card this week using the Starry Beginnings cards by Cassi White. Love that deck, beautiful deck. And then doing a 3-card pick, let me reach over and grab it, with the Cosmic Pearl Oracle. Beautiful deck also. So without further ado, let me keep shuffling and let's just think about getting some cards for this week, this energy for this week. As always, just going through, we'll pull the cards. I'll then, show you what the cards are, and then we'll do a deep dive. We'll read. I do like to read what the author has to say about the cards. I think it's important, especially like with this Akashic Tarot. This is not a typical like Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So, while I do get intuitive hits on these cards and on these decks, I think it's important to see, for me, what did the authors of this, what did they really have in store? What does the artwork really mean for them? And so I like to read what they have in the books. I love to see what the authors have in the booklets and that they include with their cards. We'll read that, and then we'll see intuitively what we get, what the message is for this week. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's all for fun. And if something resonates, that's fine. And if something doesn't, you know what? That's fine too. You might have noticed as I was shuffling, I had a card kind of fall out. It kind of didn't. I put it back in the deck. I've noticed if sometimes a card falls out and I'm really called to take that card. I've also noticed sometimes I will put a card back in the deck, and if it's meant to be, and I shuffle it back in, if it's meant to be, it will come right back out when I pull the cards. So here we go. I'm going to pull the cards. That card, by the way, did not come back out, which is no big deal. But yeah, these are cards that I just pulled, and we'll go through these, that we have been getting quite regularly. It seems like, even though this is a weekly message, this seems like this is kind of a message that's been going on for quite a while. Not that every week the energy is the same, because it isn't. The messages aren't the same every week, but it's kind of interesting that I've seen these cards, and I did quite a bit of shuffling, and I've seen these cards. I've seen these cards before, let's just say it. Oh, I love this message. I've seen it before, and I'm going to talk about this clarifying card too. So the first card I got is this, the Queen of Scrolls, which just happens to also be the card that's featured on the box here. So anyway, the Queen of Scrolls. Then we got the 3 of Keys, the chess game. And then we got the number 5. This is a major arcana card in this deck, which is Hilarion. And then for our clarifying card, we got a number 22, which is a master number, and it says time to do it differently. Time to do it differently. We'll do a deeper dive on that when we get there. So the first card that we're going to look at here is this Queen of Scrolls. And let's see what it says about the Queen of Scrolls, which I think it's just a gorgeous. The artwork in this Akashic Tarot deck is, I think, just gorgeous. So the Queen of Scrolls. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears upright, she brings important information and inspiration to you. The Queen of Scrolls is a woman of higher mind, whom you may already know or have yet to meet. Her purpose is to help you move through the entryway to a new level of wisdom and understanding. She could be a teacher to you in some way, or offer a friendship that could develop into a deeper love. Let's see what the next page. This woman could be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. She may be an author, a marketer, or a publisher. If you are a writer, she may be someone who assists you in getting published. The Queen of Scrolls could also represent you or a woman in your life getting a position in a field related to communication or academics, such as counseling, teaching, marketing, or publishing. This card indicates a phase of deepening understanding and readiness to learn. It's the perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it's mind, body, or spirit centered. Open the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic scrolls and step through the door of knowledge. Nice. I always love that. I mean, that's always sounds wonderful. I love the wisdom part of it. It's interesting, and I have a story for that too, but we're going to get to that soon as we read each of these. The next I got is the Three of Keys, which is the chess game. A game is in play upon the chessboard. Some of the pieces are sidelined while the bronze queen lies on her side on the playing field. The people represented by these chess pieces are not usually those you meet for enjoyable pastimes. This is a card of political and social conflict. You may be in store for difficult interactions in group settings such as boards of directors, corporate hierarchies, management disruptions, or conflicted family situations. Though sides seem to be clearly divided, many of the people involved are really out for themselves. Deceit is present, and you may not be at all certain about everyone's motives or strategies. It's time for you to take an emotional or even an actual step back. The more you get involved and the stronger you hold your position, the more heated this situation may become. No matter how challenging, try to manage an inner peace. Don't participate in any battles or allegiances, but don't let yourself be deceived either. Look at everything coolly and unemotionally. The people around you are serving their own agendas. Try to detach, be objective, and treat everyone involved from a deeper source of wisdom without being misled. There may come a time for you to leave or distance yourself from this situation, but because of circumstances, it may not be here yet. For now, let yourself be a knowing observer and watch. Ooh, the plot thickens. And then we get to number 5, card 5. It's our third card, but it has a 5 on it. Hilarion. Seen here with spirit and the implements of study and discovery and scientific discovery, Hilarion is a powerful ascended master and a wonderful connection to the front of information that the Akashic records hold. He is the master of research, science, truth, healing, logical mind, concrete knowledge, and spirit communication. So if you've been thinking about pursuing an endeavor in these areas, now's the time to start. Like the angels and other masters, Hilarion is always available to you, and receiving this card upright is telling you that his assistance is close at hand. If you are working on a project that requires research, a strong academic approach, and attention to detail, it's full steam ahead. It's time to open to this master's energy if you have a job that involves any type of evidence detection and drawing conclusions from that discovery. These types of jobs include scientific research, mediumship, forensic activity, the law, medical testing, and more. These and similar activities should be on the rise for you now. This is the time to bring a logical approach to all your pursuits. Hilarion is right there with you, blessing you with help, clarity, and direction. I'm seeing like a wisdom theme through all of this. So now we get our Starry Beginnings card, which is 22, which is a master number. Oh, I turned right to the page. Oh, well, isn't that amazing? Like, isn't that something, right? 22, master number, and it says, time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. There are so many ways to go about a task. All have been done many times. Now is the time to do it differently. For you are trying to think of what you did, how others do. Now is the time to go beyond that to a higher plane to draw the next step. It requires more than thought. It requires insight into a higher dimension to receive guidance from your higher self. The lesson is there. The teacher is ready. The student must be willing before the knowledge is to be passed on. Over the next few days, let the mind take a back seat. Feel the breath. Feel love. Fill your heart with love and let your imagination soar into the furthest parts of the galaxy, and you will discover a new way. Your new way moving forward. It isn't something you've seen before. It isn't something you've heard about before. Totally new. You are ready. You are the deliverer of the new piece of information. Get ready. Be open, for when it comes, it will seem rather strange. New things always are. But you will know when it comes. Be ready. Be open. Breathe love into your heart and be willing to accept this new energy. It is for you. You are chosen for this. Don't let your mind search for it, for what is chaste will hide. Open the door, make the invitation. A welcome, homely feeling of baked cookies and sunshine. The new energy will appear. It will trust that you are ready and will settle in you. Good fortunes are coming to you. What an honor will be bestowed on you. Remember, openness is the key. So don't fill your mind with useless, mundane, tiresome energy of soul, limiting worry. Very, very powerful message. I am getting the chills right now. The Queen of Scrolls, right? Moving forward, this is the story that I had, taking our where we are now and growing up into that energy of wisdom, right? Probably, let's say about 5 or 6 years ago, I knew that I couldn't keep going on the same path that I was on. And I thought, well, when I retire, and this was probably actually more let's say 8 years ago, I thought, when I retire, in 15 years, this was 8 years ago, when I retire in 15 years, I can kind of start living my life. Well, about, let's say, I don't know, I'm not going to get all the details of the timing, right? But let's say about 5-6 years ago, I realized that I'm not going to be able to wait that long. I can't wait 15 years to start living my life. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I was getting ready for work, and I was very frustrated. Don't get me wrong, I love my job, I love my family, I love my house. But I was very frustrated. And I sat down on my bed and I said, I can't go on. I have to right now, we're just gonna stop. Who am I? Who am I? And I heard very clearly, I am love. And when I said that, I could just feel the weight lift off my shoulders. I'm yeah, I am love. And I just, yes, that's who I am. And then immediately, I'm yeah, but people are going to tease me about that. Right away, but I'll be teased if I'm love. People are going to tease me about that. Unfortunately, I had enough wherewithal at that moment to say, and I don't care, because I know who I am. I am love. And a few years later, I was in a class, an Akashic Records class, and someone said, you are love, but you're going to gain wisdom about that. And I'm yeah, that's true, because I'm love, but I don't know what that means. And it means, and now I'm gaining the wisdom, right, that I need to grow in that love. Because there's more than just, I love everything. Everything's always, great, and butterflies and unicorns. That's beautiful. And truly, we are joy. We are, it's just, that's beautiful. But there's a wisdom that goes along with that. And that's what this Queen of Scrolls is calling us to learn. What does that mean? What's the wisdom behind that? Where do we find that, right? Who are we? So we're love, we're joy. But where's the wisdom? What is the wisdom for each one of us? It's all inside, right? We are all, to me, we are all sparks of source. So we know that, at least I believe that. I'm a spark of source in physical form, right? So, okay, I'm down here as the spark of source. So now I know that. So now I need to move forward, and I need to realize that I am just here to make things better for myself and for others. I'm here to serve others with love, with unconditional love, to love others really with no conditions. And that means with no conditions. So how am I growing in that unconditional love, right? And that's what this Queen of Scrolls is telling me, how we each, and we're all going to grow in our own way. So how are we gaining that wisdom of who we are? This is a very deep message this week, but kind of an easy message too, in a sense, because it's just really coming back to the essence of who we all are in our own way. And then the chess game, right? Like, yeah, there's going to be people that are going to probably tell us, like, no, you're not that. No, you're not good enough. Yeah, that's silly. You're being silly, right? And just stepping back, okay, and letting them be, because you know what? Everything is perfect. So the world may not be how we want it. Our friends, family, whatever, may not be how we want it. But we know it's still perfect how it is. And learning to have a level of acceptance of that. And learning to let that acceptance, how do we accept that? And what are we learning from that? And how do we stay in a positive frame of mind, or neutral? Or we can be neutral, but not negative, right? How do we just stay in a neutral or a positive frame of mind with really everything that we are confronted with every day, or even old thought patterns and old belief systems that we can release? Yes, we've learned from it. Can we release that? Can we integrate that into now being neutral or a positive frame of mind? And then Hilarion, right? Bringing in like this other spiritual wisdom, bringing this other level of spiritual wisdom. And I want to look this up again because I'm not familiar with Hilarion, although I know we've gotten this card before. And again, it's this whole week is like this week, of August 21st, again, bringing in like this level of, yes, revealing is telling, okay, if you're working on a project, yes, this is actually bringing in this logical approach to our spiritual growth. Because it's really, I'm hearing too, it's not just like our right intuition, our right mind, our right brain with the intuition, but it's our left logical side, bringing both parts of our brain, bringing our heart and our mind coherence together. Because when we bring these opposites together, we become stronger. When we're using both sides of our brain, our logic and our intuition, our heart and our mind, it's like alchemy, two opposites, bringing two opposites together in a way to form like a third thing that's even stronger to move forward. Calling on Hilarion to make those connections, those intellectual connections that make things even stronger as we move forward. And I love this. Time to do it differently. Right? Time to look at life, going beyond what we have done before. Being the change that we want to see, right? Being and just moving forward with the positivity, the unconditional love, the joy, when we can, making changes, finding people that we can follow and learning from them, learning about the law of abundance, and learning about cause and effect, and learning from others on how we can move forward, and learning what resonates with us as we do move forward, and getting new ways to move forward, helping others, helping ourselves, and knowing really the answers are within us. And I just love that. And time to do it differently. I have a little bit of a message for that. I've certainly made plenty of my own mistakes in life. And for about, let's say 12 years, I kind of retreated and didn't move forward in a lot of ways. And it took about 12 years. And I remember saying to the universe, I'm kind of ready to take some risks, and I'm ready to move back out into the world and do some new things. But I can't have the failures that I had in the past, because I'm getting older. I don't have time and energy to make up for it like I used to have. And the message that I got back was, the energy is different now. The message I got back wasn't, you're going to be a resounding success. But the message I got back was, the energy is different now. And it's really, to me, like looking at abundance differently. Not just financial abundance, but getting things back now. Getting that abundance in different ways. From friendships and family, and just looking at things differently on how I view abundance and how I view helping others. And not so much, people don't need to take my help or whatever, but just getting the message out there that I would like to get out. And, but it's interesting because it's time to do it differently, go beyond what you have done before. And I'm kind of like really sparked about doing things, going out there, putting messages out there on YouTube and doing these kind of energy readings because I just think it's fun and I just think it's nice and it's just kind of interesting. So a nice energetic message for us for this week. So, all right, my friends, here we go. Let's do our 3-card pick. This is the Cosmic Pearl Oracle. I'm going to pick 3 cards. Think about something you're thinking about, a message, maybe get some energy, get some energy answer from whatever. I don't even know what that means, get an energy answer, but you might want to think of, something that's been on your mind or whatever, or just get a message from spirit. So let me shuffle these cards and then I'll do, like I say, a 3-card pick and we'll see what we get. And here we go. Whoa. I hope you didn't see that one, but okay. All right, so here we go now. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you. Don't think too hard. 1, 2, or 3. All right, if you picked card 1, you got 40, which is a 4, which is a strong foundation. And it says butterfly musings, comfort, positivity, and spiritual growth. I love that. Spiritual growth, much of what we were talking about today. And also butterflies are transformation, right? So comfort, positivity, and spiritual growth. Butterfly musings if you picked card 1. If you picked card 2, you got the number 2 card, and it says the heart-centered mystic. Very lovely. The cosmos. Oh, I love this. Made of stars and light leader. I love that. So the heart-centered mystic, the cosmos made of stars and light leader. That's card 2 if you picked card 2. And if you picked card 3, I didn't even notice this, but you got 22, which we had 22 in the card before, a master number. The keeper of the pearls. Love that. And it says innocence, sincerity, and loyalty. So beautiful. 22, that master number, just moving up in those levels of wisdom, right? So I love that if you picked card 3. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow for our weekend energy reading. And until then, namaste.